Okay, hello, welcome back. We are at week 2 for our group coaching call. So let's get started. We are waiting on Mary Ellen to join us. I'm not sure who else is joining us, but we have Naomi here. So Naomi, tell me how everything's going for you. How's the program? How are you feeling? What are you doing well in and what are you struggling with?
Wow, okay. So this week, what I'm doing well with is actually like following through with what I say I'm going to do, as far as in drinking my water and being motivated to try and do the workouts. And what I'm struggling with really is like when I'm home, I'm okay with following what I'm supposed to eat. I'm good with knowing like, okay, this is how much I'm supposed to eat, what I'm supposed to eat, because I have everything here.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like once I leave the house, it's like, okay, what do I eat now? What am I supposed to get? Because I'm like, from what I'm thinking on my meal plan, and I'm like, well, am I supposed to go strictly by just that or just make a healthier choice when I go out to eat? That's my problem now. So, oh boy, I'm sorry.
It's okay. So what do you think you should do?
I guess make the better choice of not eating what I'm not supposed to eat. So far, like we haven't really gone too much of anywhere since it's been really cold.
Mm-hmm.
But like today we went to Chick-fil-A and I was like looking at like the whole entire menu and I'm like, oh my God, I want this, I want this, I want that. I haven't had this in so long. And I was like, I want all the stuff that's on here. And then I'm like, okay, I can't. So let's go for not what's on like the top of the menu. Let's go towards, okay, this grilled chicken, I can have that. And I had, instead of drinking soda or juice, I had a bottle of water. And I was like, okay, well, I can be good with that. And then to be just satisfied, like that's it, that's enough, cut it off. There's no more. Don't go back for more. That's like what my biggest problem was. It's like I'll eat and then I'm like, I'm still hungry, so I want to eat more. And then I'm like, well, I'm still not full. And then whatever the kids have, like as far as in, they didn't eat. And I'm like, okay, I don't want it to go to waste, so I'd eat it. But now I'm like, it can go in the garbage.
Good.
Everything's been going in the garbage. Whatever they have left over, it's like, okay, if they can't save it, it's going in the garbage. I'm not gonna touch it. Then really just trying to cut back on my portions and as far as in like trying not to eat out of depression or boredom.
Good.
That was a big problem.
Right? When you don't.
Yeah. I've been finding like, okay, let me find something else to do instead. And we've been trying to plan our trip to Florida, so I've been pretty involved with that.
Good.
This past week. And I know it's a major problem. Huh?
Are you driving here and back?
Mm-hmm. It's 12 hours. It's not so bad, though.
So same thing like I told Mary Ellen, when she was traveling to Disney, is just pack healthy snacks when you come down here. You know, even if that means, you know, carrots and cheese sticks and a whole bunch of water and some apples and bananas. You know, that way you can make healthy choices on the way down here. And you're not like, oh, I'm hungry, let's go to McDonald's. Or if you pack enough for everybody to eat something fairly healthy, then there's no need to stop except for to go to the bathroom. So
Okay.
I'm not saying
that was hard too, yeah.
But if you plan ahead, then it'll be easier.
I know that was like the problem leaving and coming back the last time we were in Florida. And stopping, everybody wants to eat what everybody wants to eat. And I'm like, okay. It was so quickly, so quickly how fast I put on that weight. Like, it was ridiculous. I was like, that's crazy. I went to Florida for like a week and a half and I put on 7 pounds so quickly. So I was like, okay, when I got back here, I was like, no, we're not doing this anymore.
Good.
We're not going to have this anymore. You need to actually like say what you're going to do and do it. And that's what I've been about. Like this whole thing, I was like, okay, New Year's is coming up. That means another birthday is going to come up around the corner and I'm going to be the same exact way. And I was like, no, I got to make something change. Something got to be different this year. And that's really it. I'm like, okay, I'm going to stick to what I said I'm going to do. I said I'm going to lose weight. So I'm going to keep trying and keep pushing. So that's what I've been doing. And everybody's like, yeah, you've been showing up. I know I've been showing up, but I'm home. So I was like, don't count yourself out. I'm just home.
No, it's okay. And no offense to anybody watching the recording because I don't know everybody's schedule. Oh, yay! Hi, Marielle.
Hi.
But sometimes people are sitting at home and they just don't want to do the workout, or they have available time and they don't work out. They watch TV, or they fall asleep, or they do whatever,
Issues, yeah.
my life. So, give yourself some credit, because there's plenty of times that I could be like, I just don't want to work out today, so you guys can watch a replay. And we had to do that last week, but it wasn't because I didn't want to work out, it's because I just had too much going on, so you're home and you're doing the workout. So, that's good. So don't sell yourself short. It's easy to do the workout when you're out too. People can do them, on their lunch break, in between, clients, patients, or whoever's doing what. You could always fit a workout in when you're dedicated and you want to see the change. So you want it a lot. So I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I do. I'm like 6 pounds down. I lost that weight that I gained.
That's a big deal.
So, yeah, I'm like, I keep doubting myself. They're like, oh, you still got more to go. But I'm doing it. So I have to feel happy about that too.
And you could also kind of compare. You can say, I've lost 6 pounds. Look how easy it was, or how hard it was. It was easy to show up, and do the workouts. It was easy, to look at your meal plan, and it was easy to go to the grocery store, and it was easy to eat your things. You might have had a couple of struggles along the way, but how easy was it? Was it easier than it was a struggle?
It was easier than it was a struggle. When I finally got it, that's the whole thing, is like to get there, to understand it, like to get it. Like once it clicks, it's just like, okay, this is not as bad as I thought it was. That's really your fight. It's like I'm fighting myself. Like, I know I'm not supposed to have this, but I want it, so I'm going to eat it. But when you really think about it, and I was like, okay, going through the meal plan, some of the stuff that I've been making, I'm like, this is really good. Like, I really enjoyed that. Like, I can actually do that. I can do this. So when I really realized that, like, look, I can do this. This is not hard. It makes it easier. Like, get up in the morning and find out what I want to eat and make sure that that's what I stick to. And in the morning, wake up. It's like I'm taking care of myself. And it feels good to take care of myself.
It's about time, Naomi. It's about time to put yourself high up on that priority list.
It feels good to get up and make myself breakfast, and not just the kids. And then I go back to sleep and then want to scarf everything in the world at night when they're sleeping. So I'm like, because I'm like hiding. I'm like, oh my God, I got to eat now because they're sleeping. I can finally get a break. But now I'm like, I eat during the day, but it's like I can make myself something separate from them now and be okay with it and not want to have what they have. Before it was like, well, they're eating that, so I want it too. And now I'm like, okay, I can make myself my smoothie in the morning and they can have waffles and I'm okay with it. That's what really
has to dress you want to fit into. You want to look good with your family and feel comfortable and confident. Yes. And you want people to be like, damn, Naomi, what happened? That's going to feel so good. I'm impressed. And you're impressing everyone else and motivating everyone else along the way. So even on days you don't want to do it for you, do it for everyone else. Do it for me. Be like, oh no, Sherry's going to show up and she's going to work out today.
That's what I told my sister too. I was like, I don't want to do it. And that day that you met with Mary Ellen, I think. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to work out. I'm just going to go to bed. And I'm like, no, that's it. No. Because I was like, I know me, myself, at that point, I was like, if I miss one day and then miss the second day, it's calling it like, oh, you're not doing anymore. That's it. So you're done.
Fall off. Yep. That's part of why I wanted to do 5 workouts the first couple of weeks at least. I mean, it's just kind of finagle and see what everyone's schedules, what's working best for me, what's working best for us. Is everyone doing okay just watching the replay if they can't make it live? But also consistency. If you're working out with me 5 days a week here online or watching the replay, for those of you watching the replay, you're being consistent. You're developing really good habits. And the way we have the workout structured is that you're doing an upper body, a lower body, a core, taking a break, and then doing a full day, so a full body. So you're not just doing 4 days of legs, so you're not going to be so sore you can't walk. So everything is for a purpose. And even if your arms are sore, the next day we're going to be doing legs or core. So
yeah, it's just not that bad.
So stick with it. Keep showing up.
I will.
Keep
I'm
doing
invested.
Literally.
Okay.
You are invested, and that's the difference between like just a free couple of days working together versus a program. You're invested in yourself, so it's more important for you to show up and to do the work and to take yourself seriously because you invested in yourself. So I'm super excited for you.
Thank you.
I wanted to say one other thing, but I didn't write it down. So if it comes back up, I will circle back. But just wrapping up with as far as focus on how easy it was. Don't focus on how hard it's going to be to lose another 20, 30, 40 pounds. Focus on this 6 pounds was easy. It took 2 weeks. 2 weeks to lose 6 pounds.
Yeah.
You know, and that was getting in the hang of it. That was, you know, using 130-pound weight and a set of cans. You know, that wasn't using, you know, even weight, you know, for something. You could have been doing something heavier for something else. You know, you could have been much more on point with your diet, but you did well. So there is room for improvement. But it was so easy to lose these 6 pounds. It's going to be so easy to lose the next 6. Okay, so just focus on how easy it is going to be to lose the next 6 pounds, and it's just gonna. And every time we're going to do that. Maybe one time it's only going to be 5 pounds or 4 pounds in a 2-week period, because the longer you're exercising and eating well, the more weight you lose. So you have less weight to lose the next time.
Okay.
So don't beat yourself up if you don't get 6 pounds in 2 weeks. You'll get those next 6 pounds. It might take 2.5 weeks. It might take 3, but we're going to get you there. Just think about these next 6 pounds and how easy it's going to be. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
Good. All right. Mary Ellen, you're up. How are you?
I'm doing good. I came in late. Sorry. I just got in from work. So and then I couldn't get the audio on for a minute or two. So I just caught the tail end, but congratulations, Naomi. That sounds awesome.
Thank you.
Doing great.
Thank you.
I asked earlier for you guys to start thinking about how are you doing in the program? What are you doing good in? What are you struggling in? And what do you need support in, if anything? So I know we've been, you know, talking throughout the week and throughout the program, but let's just touch base and see where you're at today and how you're feeling today and how we can keep you on track.
I feel pretty good today. Honestly, those, I know we're on recording, but like my butt was sore from those exercises. Literally, we were like kicking my butt last night. Those planks and those plank bucket ones or whatever, like wow. What was it called?
Butt, like your booty butt.
Yeah.
Kick, because you were kicking your butt. But buckets is cute too. I like that one.
Well, whatever they called, they did some work. So yeah, I can feel it today for sure. I feel pretty good. I kind of similar like Naomi. I was thinking about like this morning I got up. In fact, I took a picture. I meant to put it in the group too, but I got up. I had a really long day. I just got home and I've been in meetings and stuff, and I had to go to Naples and back to Fort Myers. But anyways, I had cottage cheese and I had zucchini. I packed all kinds of food, lots of food today, and lots of water I packed. So I ate a lot better today, and yeah, so that, you know, that I felt a lot better. And interestingly enough, when I'm eating better, you know, I'm not as much running for the coffee. You know, sometimes my more tendencies have been to skip eating and just drink coffee. And so anyways, I ate pretty good. I feel pretty good, on target with my water, and did that workout last night. Felt a little bit sore. I feel pretty okay. You know, a little tired, but all in all, good.
Okay, let's go back and talk about supplements. Are you taking your multivitamin yet?
No, I'm glad you reminded me about that. No, I'm not. I did get the 5-THP
HTP.
and I've taken that a few times, but honestly, I'm not consistent. I forget. So I haven't been taking that. And I had bought before the program started, someone recommended buying chromium, I think it is. And
the chromium and Banadil are really good for insulin.
Yeah, so I bought that. I try, and the same thing. I wish I could say I'm not as great about it all the time, but I do take it sometimes. I do take B12. I mean, like the last week and a half, I probably have taken it, I would say like 3 out of 5 days. Like I'll miss a day here and there. I'm not fabulous about taking it every day. Also, I do take magnesium. That's one I take. Yeah, I started taking, and that I've been really consistent with. I take the magnesium at night before bed, and someone had recommended that like I don't know, whatever, like 3-4 months ago. I got in the habit and I read some things about it, and it actually that I feel really good about. I do take that because I do have that insulin resistance and the PCOS, and some of the things I read said the magnesium's real good with that too. That's the only things I take. So also sometimes I take valerian and melatonin sometimes when I'm having trouble sleeping, and I take kava sometimes too for sleep, but not always either. I have a lot of. I've been sleeping okay, but I typically have a lot of difficulties with like insomnia and stuff. I go through like periods where sleep is not real good for me, which I know can contribute to my not eating right, and also just it sucks if you can't sleep. Let me tell you, like insomnia is like, it sounds so ridiculous, it sounds so petty, but when you're not sleeping, I have trouble sometimes where I just wake up in the middle of the night like 3-4 a.m. for like a couple days and I can't go back to sleep, and then by the end of the day I'm totally I mean, of course I'm trying to drink caffeine, but at that point there's just not even enough caffeine to plow through. But luckily I've been doing okay. Sometimes I can fall back to sleep and sometimes not. I'm just up. I take care of my dad, and I also get a lot of phone calls from where he's at. He's in a place, and they call me every single time he falls or has an episode, and I get at least 1, 3 or 4 a.m. phone call from the facility. Which once they call me, that's it, man. I'm up. I can't go back to sleep. So
my husband has insomnia too, so I definitely understand that. And it's not always in your control. You can't just go to sleep and you can't just turn your brain off. So
yeah,
it's very important that you find time to have self-care as part of your daily routine. And I gave you a laundry list of suggestions for things to do at night to help get your body and your mind like you don't have any lights on. It doesn't look like right now because it's hard to see, which is fine. So try to keep the lights down, even trying to take your shower or bath, at night, as warm of a bath water as you can take so that it's calmed you down. If you can soak in the bathtub with Epsom salt, vanilla. I'm not vanilla. This is maybe in Hungary. Lavender, the lavender Epsom salt. If you don't want to go to sleep after that, I mean, don't drink wine.
Yeah.
Still, I mean, I'm trying to not fall asleep in the bathtub when I have that, in my bath water. That's also good if you're feeling sore as well. And then turning your tablets, computers, phones off if you can. I know we use them for alarms and stuff in the morning, but turn as many electronic devices off as you can. That will help. It will help. And that 5-HTP is good too for helping you sleep. It helps you stay focused when you need to focus. It helps you, go to sleep when you need to go to sleep. And another thing that's good about, I wanted to go back to the magnesium. My brother's doctor had told him that she told me that I could take magnesium for symptoms of ADD and ADHD. So that can help your brain focus when it needs to focus, as well as the other benefits from helping the PCOS and other things that you're taking it for. So those are, Naomi, that's good too for you. I don't know if you struggle with, paying attention to things, or
I do, yeah.
making a list and actually doing the things, you know, on the list. But magnesium is a really good supplement to help.
Magnesium?
Yeah, if you can remember to take it, right?
Yeah, that's a problem too.
Yeah.
And then did we talk about the supplement for your hair, nails, and skin to get the elasticity back in your skin to help you? No? Okay.
No, I don't remember that one.
Let me grab it. I'm going to pause the recording. I'll be right back.
It's a little different, like trying to fall asleep too here. I had to get used to it because in Florida, we're an hour ahead. So it's like I'd be falling asleep here around like 7, 8 o'clock. I'm done here, tired. But like I got used to it so far. But I have problems sleeping too. I had insomnia. But since I've been doing the workouts, by the time I finish and I take a shower, I'm ready to go to sleep. Like I've been so tired. Like it kind of, especially doing it later on in the afternoon, like around this time, doing the workout at this time, and then getting in the shower, putting the kids down for bed. By the time I'm finished, then I'm ready to sleep. I actually sleep. Before, I'd be up till like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning trying to find stuff to watch on TV, scrolling through Facebook. And now I'm like, I'm
for you, Marielle, and get the workouts in at night, even though you're tired, you're exhausted, even if it's only 10 or 15 minutes of a workout. Just, you've got to get in the habit of finding and making time to fit it in.
Yeah, I was doing the walks at night, and then I switched up the other night, last night, and that other one time too with the nighttime workout. And I was thinking the same thing, even with the videos, doing the videos, you know, at night. I did do one of the videos today on the arm too. I watched like half of that with the weights. It was one of the ones I think was it was just in the files. I went through and did that one earlier today. But anyways, yeah, I was thinking the same thing, trying to get the workouts in even at night before bed, you know.
It'll help you sleep. It should.
Me too.
Okay, so I'm blinded by the light. So here's that supplement I was telling you about. It's called collagen.
Oh.
I like this brand by NeoCell, and it's called Super Collagen with vitamin C in it as well. And this is one of the main supplements that we used when I was competing in the bodybuilding in the bikini division. It's just really good to help tighten up the skin. It gives you the elasticity so your skin doesn't just hang, right? It's going to be able to bounce back together, and it's going to be able to heal itself. It's also good for your hair and your nails and your skin and your joints and your bones. So it's really, really good. One of my clients went to GNC and actually gave this to me for free because they had buy one, get one 50% off sale. And this is the one I bought previously. And she got this one 50% off and just gave it to me because she was just so thrilled that I recommended it. So I'm like, sweet.
Does it help with like the loose skin, like, you know, from pregnancy around the stomach? Okay, awesome. I'm going to look into that too.
You know, and as you lose, here's another thing to talk about. So as you lose weight, you kind of feel like you just have sagging skin. And if you can literally pinch it and pull like a piece of skin, and it's literally just like skin, it's not like this fat or muscle along with it, but it's literally the skin you can pull away, then yes, you do have, you know, loose skin. But for the most part, there's always going to be some fat that comes along with it. You're very rarely ever going to be able to pull the skin completely away unless you're completely lean muscle everywhere. So it probably looks like just loose skin, but there's probably some fat underneath there attached to it. So, and I could help you, you know, when you're local, I could take a look for you and see, you know, if I think it's, you know, loose skin or if it's still, you know, fat. I tell you that to say we have more fat to lose than we think we do most times. Literally less than just a couple millimeters. It's not just skin, it's skin and fat. So, but yes, the supplements are going to help. Eating better is going to help. Hydrating yourself, all these things, exercise is going to help. The supplement is just to supplement what you're already doing. So you can't just, not a magic pill. You can't just take collagen and expect it to just work wonders on your body. And I know you don't think that way. I'm just saying, whenever I tell somebody to take a supplement or I recommend something, it's in conjunction to what you're doing. It's supplementing something that's already happening. So in case you tell your friends about it, share all the other knowledge.
And how much was that, Sherry?
I don't know.
Okay. I'll look at it though.
They just had, it's funny, I just got like 3 or 4 like little packets at Sam's. They were giving away free samples. They were pushing it the other day, and she was kind of like pushing it, and I didn't really even know what all it was for. So just like they're like 1 pill in a packet. But anyways, they had some promo at Sam's on collagen. I don't know what the price was, but I just took the samples.
And they have it in a powder form too. So if you really don't want to take anything, you can take it just take the powder and dump it into your shake and blend it and drink it. Or probably you can mix it in with your own caplet or mix it in with whatever. So 120 caplets is $12.99, and they still have the buy one, get one free. And it looks like you can order it online. So $13 for all that.
Okay. That's not bad at all.
Not bad at all. And then I used to get the collagen chews, which are super yummy. I would never forget to take my collagen when I was eating they were like acai flavored chews. They were so good. I had a hard time like stopping at 1 or 2, whatever the serving size was. And it was so expensive. Now those are like $20, $25 a bag for a 30-day supply. You'll eat it every day. So if you have a hard time, taking a supplement, you can always look for like a yummy option. But don't get stuck on those chewable vitamins, because they don't even have nearly half the power that just like a regular traditional supplement has, because they got to put like sugar and stuff in it to make it taste good. So if you need to trick your mind into getting into a habit of taking something every day, even if it's a chewable multivitamin, I'd rather you do it than not have that extra vitamin in it. And once you're like eating all the vegetable servings that you're supposed to be eating every day consistently, your body is getting all those vitamins and minerals that you should be having from a multivitamin anyway. But it's just there because there's just so many other minerals that you get when you take a multivitamin. So it's just super important, especially if you have them, remember to take them. Cool?
Yep.
Anything else going on with you, Mary Ellen?
No.
All right, so I wanted to talk about diastasis recti. And Naomi and I have talked about this before. Mary Ellen, I think you and I touched base on this a little bit the first time that we met. So I just want to show you a photo of what it looks like when you have diastasis recti. Okay. So right here. So this on the left, the normal abdominal wall. So right here where the line goes straight down on your stomach, that's normally what it looks like. There'll be a little bit of a gap around the belly button, but for the most part, it's straight up and down. Over here on the right side of the stomach that has the big, huge gap right here, starting all the way underneath the breastbone and going all the way down towards the pubic line. So over time, after you have your babies, or even for you, Naomi, even though you have a lot of weight to lose, so as you continue losing that weight, your stomach is shrinking in this way. Sorry, he went out. Okay, good, you're there. So you're still going to have diastasis recti issues, even though you're further out postpartum. Okay, so it's definitely good. Naomi's been working with me before we started this program, so she's been doing some of the exercises that I'm going to go over here. But I just wanted to give you a visual, because a lot of moms and women, we want flat stomachs. We want our stomach back. We want our body back the way it was, when we didn't have any babies. And it is possible. It just takes a lot of work, but it also takes activating the transverse abdominals. So that's anything. So right up here are your obliques, right on the side of your body. And then a little bit lower at the hip bone is where your transverse abdominals start. And they kind of go down here. And they kind of swing underneath the belly button. And it's really hard to target your lower abs. Anytime that you do abdominal workouts, you're probably like, I don't I don't feel like I did anything, you know, unless you're doing diastasis recti recovery exercises, because it's very, very hard to activate those muscles. So I wanted to just give you a couple of different exercises that you can start to do. And Naomi, try to incorporate these 3 times a day. You said you're home all day, so just get it done 3 times a day, even if it's 3 sets of 10 in the morning or 3 sets of 10 at night before you go to bed. Just try to get them in every day, and then we will add on. I'll do another video and I'll give you some level 2 exercises. But until you're doing them 3 times a day or 3 times in a row every day, I don't want to give you anything else, because you're not doing what I ask you to do consistently. So that's not to, just to hold you accountable. I want you to be able to heal those transverse abdominals and get that get everything sealed back in together. So I'm gonna take this off, and I'll just actually scroll up so you have a little bit of what diastasis recti is. You know, we kind of talked about it. Your rectus abdominis is your 6-pack muscles, and you have them. They're under there. They're just kind of separated. Okay. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. I'll share the link for this so you guys can see it. I'm gonna turn my camera down, get my chair out of the way. I'm just gonna show you a couple of exercises you can do. Excuse me. Excuse me. Can I have my space? My dogs. Lay down. You can stay. Lay down. Lay down. Down. Oh, he just wants love. Okay, out. Come on. Out. Come here. Come on.
Aww.
Come on, baby. Come on.
He's like, no.
You're sorry. You can come back in a minute. Oh, they crack me up. Okay, so what you can do to test for, did Mary Ellen leave?
No, I'm right here.
It's just pitch black. I can't see it all. Okay.
Yeah, I don't have the lights on in this room, sorry.
Okay. So in order to check to see if you have a separation of your abdominals, and it's probably a good idea for you to go through this again, just to kind of see, you don't have to do it live, but just to kind of see how much separation you have, and based on how many fingers you have.
Okay.
All right, so your head's going to be flat against the floor. I must call this the bed. And you're going to lift your head and tuck your chin to your chest. And you're going to take your fingers at your belly button, and you're just going to see how many fingers you can stick in between your abdominal wall until when you press down and you actually feel that you feel the connective tissue. So for the most part, you'll definitely be able to get 1. You might get 2, and you might get 3. It just depends on where you feel the stomach muscles on either side of those fingers. You're going to walk above your belly button and see how many fingers you can put until you get to a point where you feel a muscle solid completely across. You can rest your head at any time, and you're going to come back up, start at the belly button, and then walk your way down. For the most part, most of us are going to feel a larger separation from the belly button down. And you can always support your head if you need to, but you just want to lift your head so that you have a little bit of engagement in your abdominal wall. I've got my little corset on, so I can't feel any separation at all, but I do have it. So on with the exercises. I'm going to rest my head on this pillow just because I'm a princess, and that's what I do. So you're going to pull your belly in so that your back is flat against the floor. You're going to, on the inside, you've got your pelvic floor down here. You're going to basically do a Kegel. You're going to hold in at the center, and you're going to hold it while breathing, and you're just going to hold it pretty much as long as you can, and you're going to hold the abdominal wall in and your pelvic floor contraction as long as you can. If you can hold that for like 20, 30, 40 seconds uninterrupted without losing your contraction at all, then you can definitely move on. But I want you to feel the pelvic floor contraction, and I want you to feel it consistently and that you can actually feel it being engaged. When you can do that, you're going to take your fingers at your hip bone, and you're going to walk your fingers in just an inch. You're going to press down, and then you're going to do that. You're going to do your pelvic floor contraction. You're going to try to feel your transverse abdominals, which are, they connect from your hip to your hip, right underneath your belly button. You want to press down until you can feel those muscles engage. It's going to be hard. If you can't, don't worry about it. We're going to move on to the next exercise, and you will feel it then. So keep your fingers at the hip bone and walk them in. Do a pelvic floor contraction, back is flat, right leg slides all the way out towards the wall, and then you're going to drag it back in while holding the pelvic floor contraction. That's the hardest part. You got to hold that pelvic floor contraction, go in and go out. That's called a leg curl or a leg drag. You're just literally dragging your leg against the floor. I can't drag it or else I'd end up pulling my mat up, right? So I'm just pretending for this video. And then you'll do 10 on the right side and then 10 on the left side. The next exercise is very similar. Back is flat, pelvic floor contraction. Stick the leg up, lower, tap the ground, and come back up with one leg. Now, if you are doing this and you're just kind of rushing through the motion and you don't have your back flat and you don't have your pelvic floor engaged, you're really just working your quad, which is the front of your leg. And that's fine if that's what you want to do. But if you want to work on healing this abdominals to have a smaller waist, you're going to need to focus on pulling the back to the ground, holding your pelvic floor contraction, and bringing this leg down as low as you can while holding the pelvic floor contraction and bringing it back up. So if you find yourself losing the pelvic floor contraction here, you don't have enough strength to hold it in, that's where you stop. You come back up, you go down, and you come back up. You will get stronger and it will get easier the more you do the exercises. So when you get up from a laying down position, and even when you're getting up in the morning, I want you to roll over to your side and press yourself up. Because otherwise, I'm going to show you the wrong way. If you try to sit up like this, you're going to get stuck, right? And you're just going to kind of rock yourself. I've got the wall to hold on to. What you do when you do that is you take all this pressure inside your abdominal wall and you press it out against you really fast. You're trying to do a sit-up and you don't have the core strength to control yourself up. So until you all develop that strength in your abdomen, just lay down by going to the side and rolling over. When you get up, you roll to the side. You can even literally press yourself up with your hands to help. All that is just really going to help you, develop the strength in your abdominal wall. I've got myself a para-abdominal hernia. That means it's above my belly button, and it's a hernia. Like my intestines are poking out through my abdominal wall. It's not fun, because I didn't stop. I knew about all these exercises, and I was doing them kind of sporadically. And then one day I was just carrying in too much. The groceries, the baby, in the car seat, and I was closing the door with my right hip, and I felt it pop out on my left side. I was like, oh, man, I know what just happened. And my doctor and my physical therapist did confirm I have a umbilical hernia. And it is what it is, and there's only one way to fix it, and it's surgery. So save yourself the trouble and the discomfort and keep your insides where they belong. Hold your abdominals in nice and tight and do a lot of these exercises. And, even if you are watching the recording, and you have some of these issues, you might already have a hernia. Maybe you don't even know about it. Maybe you felt something similar pop out. Maybe you actually feel something popping out along your stomach wall line. You can still do all these exercises to help heal the stomach back together. And then some of the hernias do kind of fix themselves as your abdominal walls get strong. The intestines will kind of get put back into place. Not always, and it's not a guarantee, but I definitely rather have you working on fixing everything down in your stomach areas and re-healing, because they don't teach us that. After we have our babies, however long ago it's been, Marielle, you didn't have your baby, 8 years ago, 9 years ago? How old is he?
Yeah, he's 9.
9. You know, and I almost guarantee you, unless you've gone to a pelvic floor physical therapist, you've not heard about this.
No.
I heard about it. You told me.
You can go online. You can look on it on YouTube. I'm not the only person talking about it. There's physical therapists. There's physicians. You know, there are a lot of postnatal specialists talking about, you know, fixing the separation of the abdominals, which is called the diastasis recti. So it is a real thing. And as personal trainers, we're just trying, especially those of us who have had babies recently, you know, we are trying to get the word out and let you guys know, like, this is a real thing, you know, that there is a legit way that you can, you know, heal your abdominal wall, and so you can get back towards your goal of having a smaller waistline, even if it's not to have a flat stomach, you know, to get as healed as possible, because that's where we tend to carry our weight, especially if we don't have our muscles holding us in tight. We're just kind of like loosey-goosey. So always just hold your core in tight, you know, and try to do Kegels, or I don't say do a Kegel like pull it in and then lower it like they teach us, you know, when we're having babies, but just hold your pelvic floor contraction and hold it as long as you can. It's going to benefit in other areas of your life, behind doors. It's going to benefit you when you have to go to the bathroom. You're not just going to like want to pee your pants. You can actually hold it. You're not going to like need to run, take after somebody, and then you're just going to pee your pants. You know, there's just a lot of different ways that it helps us to control our pelvic floor, and that the pelvic floor is a hammock, and you're going to want it to pick up and to support your organs so that you don't have something worse like an organ prolapse where your bladder falls down and it's not where it's supposed to be. So there's a lot of good, like, medical legitimate reasons to do some of these exercises that I just showed you tonight, and that we'll go over more in depth. Okay, but that's just the one thing that I wanted to teach you ladies about tonight. I know, Naomi, sorry for the repeat, but it doesn't hurt to get reminded on why these are good for you and why you should be doing them. Okay,
I'll do mine tonight.
Good. And you can work on them too, Marielle, and you're never too far postpartum to start the recovery process. And that's also part of why we don't do a lot of crazy core work. We will do core days, like we did planks, and we did some V-sits, but we did them all, everything was modified. There was always an option to modify it down. And I guarantee you, I've got a hernia and I still have a separation myself. So if I can't do something the full length of time, I definitely don't expect you to. So give me feedback during our sessions, or if you're watching the videos after the fact, just let me know if something's not feeling comfortable, if you're only able to hold a plank for 20 seconds instead of, 30 or 40, whatever we're at. And that's okay. Know that I don't expect you to be able to hold a plank for a minute. First of all, you just started, so you're not strong enough to do it for a minute. So don't even feel like you're a failure. But also that's important when you do have a separation in your abdominals. You should not be holding a plank for 1 minute and 2 minutes. Even I have to take a break. That's why last night on the video I was cueing, drop one knee, return it, drop one knee, return it, because I don't want you to hold a plank for a minute straight, especially now and especially as you're recovering. Okay? There's many, many reasons to all my madness. Oh, thanks for turning on the light. I can see you.
I had to get my cord. My laptop was gonna run out.
Okay. Do either of you ladies need anything else for me to feel supported?
No, you're doing a good job.
Yeah.
Thank you. So are you.
Awesome. Yeah, doing an awesome job.
Thank you. I'm here for you.
I like how you keep on us too, with the tagging us into everything.
I know.
I'm always on my phone always has alerts and notifications with everything. So as soon as I get to my phone, I see the pop-up with Sherry on there. And I'm like, oh, she's tagging something else. And I'm like, okay, let me watch this. And I know the workouts is coming on soon. So I just wait for it.
Good.
I know eventually I'm going to get something during the day from you. So it's something to look forward to.
Good. Yeah, I noticed that today only 4 people out of everybody in the group have seen the notification, and you didn't see it. So I did a second one. I'm like, don't forget this and this and this. And you were the first person who saw my notification for tonight because I saw that you saw it. So I'm like, are you guys just ignoring me now? I can tag you all day long and nobody's reading it. No, I know everyone has different schedules.
I hope the rest of the people do their introductions. There's some people haven't even done their introductions yet.
Sandra has a Facebook page because I created one for her, and I showed her how to log in, and I gave her her password, and I added her to the group. So she was supposed to start catching up on Saturday. They had inventory to Monday and Tuesday, so that she should be done with inventory. So I'm gonna have to check in with her to get her in the group, like motivated and moving. Luann did her introduction, and you two did your introductions, right? And that's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So
I saw Charlene on one of the videos, but she never really did an introduction.
So I'll go back and I'll tag everyone else in that, and I will give a little introduction for the people who have not put one in there, and I'll ask them to elaborate. That way you can at least kind of see who they are. Javelle had a baby. I think she's a little over 3 months old. She came premature, I think about same as me. She thinks she came about 6 weeks early, so she wasn't expecting the baby to come. Like, she literally texted me and she's like, they're inducing me. I remember she did induction or C-section, but they're like, so the baby's coming like right now. I'm like, oh my god. You know, because she's one of my past clients and my nail tech as well. We're pretty close. So Javelle does nails only a couple days a week now because she's home with her newborn baby, and the baby was in NICU for somewhere between 4 and 6 weeks. So she's still kind of adjusting to being a mom. And then Arlette, her sister is in the hospital. I don't know if she still is in the hospital, but she's in the hospital for like 24, 26 days. And so she actually had to drop out of the program because she just wasn't able to commit and to do everything. So she's going to rejoin in January. So, and then Nicole, who I started doing the introductions for, she kind of just stopped responding to me, and she never joined the group officially. She just never followed through with, you know, it's not all about money, but she didn't make the payment. She didn't even come back into the group to, you know, to move forward at all, even though I kept tagging her and kept calling her and texting her, you know. So I can only do so much. I can only drag you all so far. You have to at least kick and scream, you know. There has to be, you know, a relationship there. So she's one of my friends, so I'm sure she's just hiding from me because she changed her mind. So, and then Desiree, it has been moving. So she works with Arlette as well. So she's picking up more slack at work. Like, she's got to do more work because the family who owns the business is in the hospital with his sister who was has some mental issues as well. I was never privy really to all of her history, but she's going on almost 30 days in the hospital. They weren't even sure if she was going to make it. So she lost like 100 pounds in just a very short period of time. And
wow.
So anyways, there's stuff going on with like her lower intestines. They're like becoming floppy and not working. So anyways, I mean, that's a good legitimate family emergency reason to have to kind of move on. So I have a little list of who's in our program. I don't want to miss anybody, but so at least you know who everybody is. Charlene, Charlene, she has a home organization business, and she's a paralegal. I'm also a paralegal. You and I talked about that. So Charlene and I met probably 6 years ago, and the paralegal, one of the paralegal clubs through Edison Community College back before they were FSW or whatever they're called this week. So I actually hired her to replace me when I left my corporate paralegal job, and when I got the job at a law firm up in Sarasota. So we just stayed in touch, and, you know, we worked out together. She went to one of my insanity classes and did some online sessions with me, but, you know, now it's time, you know, for her to get moving. She doesn't have any kids, was married previously. Let's see. And then Luann, she's the director over at Family Music Time. So she's super busy during the day. So she works out at like 7 a.m. or like 10 p.m. So she was trying to jump onto one of our calls earlier this week, Sunday I think it was, and she couldn't get on. So I think it was however I started the group call. And then Lisette, she just joined us very recently, like I think like the Sunday. December 1st was like a Friday, and I think she signed up on Sunday. So her husband, Jack, is my husband's barber. He's been cutting my husband's hair every week in our home for at least 10 years, probably. It was definitely before we got together. So he's over here every week, and she's got, I think, she's, I think, 20 more pounds that she wants to lose. She looks great. I think it's all like in her core. So they have 3 kids. Their newest one is, I think, 3 months old as well. So she can only jump on at 8:30. So I'm surprised she's not here for this, but it's okay. So that covers everybody. I don't think I left anyone out. So that way you have a little kind of summary recap on who everyone is, and you know, why they're not always here, but people are watching the replays. I do get a body count on how many times the videos have been watched. So some of the ones from our free group with like over 35 people watched like one of the first workout videos. So I can't see who's watching them or when you're watching them, but I can see the count go up. So watch them.
Question 2. When are we supposed to do like the measurements and stuff like that? Like, are you gonna let us know when we have to do them? I bought a measure. I couldn't find my other measuring tape, but I bought one today. So are we supposed to do it weekly?
I'm gonna ask you to do them weekly. I would like to get them at least every other week. So now's a good time to do them if you haven't already. I did a measurement video on Sunday that you can just hit play. It's just like 10 or 15 minutes walking you through every measurement so you don't miss anything. You can go online and do the calculators for the body fat, or you can honestly just send me all your measurements and I'll do it. I just wanted to show you the tools so that way you can use them, you know, after the group. And if you have an extra 5 minutes, just pop them in and send me the screenshot or a PDF of it. But I just want to track your measurements, see what's going on, make sure you're not losing muscle. And see, in some cases, you might only lose 4 pounds on the scale, but you might have lost 8 pounds of fat and gained 4 pounds of muscle. So I promise you that information is good to know. Like when you're constantly monitoring what's going on, and I don't want it to be like every day or every other day or every 4 days, like every week. That way we kind of see what's going on. At least get on the scale every week, and at least give me your measurements every 2 weeks.
Okay.
So Mary Ellen, you're up for measurements too.
Okay.
So.
All right, so I can do that. I'll do that tonight too.
Yeah. And then before you leave here, when you come down to Florida, before you go back home in January, we'll get together and, you know, we can do your measurements before you leave as well too.
All right.
All right. Anything else you need from me tonight?
That was all.
Okay. Fantastic. Enjoy your evenings. Thanks for joining me. And I'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Good night.
Bye.
Good night. Good night, Mary Ellen.
Good night, Naomi.
Bye.